Welcome to The Explainer. So, have you ever kind of just stopped and questioned that traditional life script society hands down to us? You know, the exact one I'm talking about. Go to school, get a nice safe job, keep your head down, and just work hard for 40 years straight. It's constantly pitched to us as this ultimate, guaranteed path to success and security. But let's be real, if we look around, following that script perfectly doesn't always guarantee the fairy tale ending we were promised, does it? What if everything you were taught about money was actually wrong? It's a heavy, kind of uncomfortable thought, right? Because we all know folks were incredibly hardworking, people who do absolutely everything right by society standards, yet they still find themselves struggling financially, living paycheck to paycheck, and feeling completely stuck. Today, we are exploring the foundational concepts drawn from Robert Kiyosaki's massively influential text, Rich Dad, Poor Dad, to understand exactly why that happens, and more importantly, how you can change it. Okay, let's dive into this roadmap. We'll be hitting 5 clear stops. 1, a tale of two dads. 2, assets versus liabilities. 3, escaping the rat race. 4, the wealthy mindset. And 5, achieving financial freedom. Section 1, a tale of two dads, 2 different beliefs. Kiyosaki's entire financial philosophy is built on contrasting the 2 father figures in his life. On one side, his biological father, the poor dad, was highly educated, incredibly hardworking, and deeply respected. His core belief was the standard script: study hard, get a safe job, and earn a salary. Pretty typical, right? But then, on the other side, his best friend's father, the rich dad, might not have had the advanced degrees, but man, he had incredible financial street smarts. His core belief? Learn how money works and make money work for you. Actually, to teach Robert this lesson early on, the rich dad literally had him working in his convenience store, dusting cans for just 10 cents an hour. The whole point of that frustratingly tiny paycheck was to teach a monumental lesson: never spend your life just working for a wage. These 2 vastly different perspectives show us how the beliefs we adopt early on literally shape the trajectory of our entire lives. Moving to Section 2, assets versus liabilities. We are about to uncover the absolute biggest, most famous lesson for your financial future. The rich buy assets. The poor buy liabilities they think are assets. And this brilliantly illustrates exactly where almost everyone gets tripped up on their wealth-building journey. It sounds incredibly simple, but this single, widespread misconception is a massive roadblock. To truly understand that, we need to completely strip away all the confusing, complex financial jargon. Here is a stark, simple definition. An asset is something that puts money into your pocket. Period. That's it. It brings cash to you continually, regardless of whether you're actively working at a desk, out taking a walk, or literally taking a nap on a beach. Now let's flip common assumptions entirely on their head. A liability is something that takes money out of your pocket. And honestly, this is where so many of us go wrong without even realizing it. We buy expensive cars on credit or massive luxury items on debt, usually just trying to look rich to our friends. But the reality? These things lose value quickly and constantly drain your cash through payments and upkeep. They are liabilities masquerading as assets, quietly eating away at your true wealth. So what do the wealthy actually focus on buying? Well, things like businesses, investments, rental properties, stocks, and royalties. Instead of blowing their hard-earned money trying to look rich, truly wealthy people focus their energy and resources intensely on building these exact assets first. Building this column is absolutely the starting line for achieving financial freedom. Section 3, escaping the rat race. Break the cycle. Let's move to and see how this builds a perfectly inescapable loop for so many people. Step 1, you work. Step 2, you earn. Step 3, you pay your bills. Step 4, you repeat. This whole cycle is driven by 2 immense, very natural human emotions: fear and greed. Fear of not having enough keeps you going back to that job every single day, and greed, or simply the desire for nicer, newer things, keeps you spending everything you make. The cycle just loops endlessly, and that exact loop creates what is famously known as the rat race, a state where your expenses just grow faster than your wealth. The ultimate illusion here, and the trap so many of us fall into, is the salary raise. You think a raise will finally solve your money problems, right? But what usually happens? You get a raise, and almost immediately you upgrade your lifestyle. You buy a bigger car, you get a more expensive apartment. Bigger expenses suddenly arrive, which means you quickly need more money, forcing you to work even harder just to maintain that new elevated baseline. You are earning more every year, absolutely, but you are never actually getting closer to being financially free. The definitive solution to escaping that exhausting race is building systems that make money while you sleep. The wealthy don't just depend on a single fragile salary. They create independent, robust systems: businesses, real estate, stocks, intellectual property, online income. Notice a pattern here? The primary goal of building these systems isn't just to arbitrarily increase your income. The true underlying goal is to achieve ultimate freedom. Section 4, the wealthy mindset, your single most powerful asset. To build that mindset, we first have to acknowledge a massive blind spot in traditional education. Schools typically don't teach taxes, investing, business, or financial management. They are undeniably great at teaching math and history, but they almost entirely ignore the practical knowledge required to turn a paycheck into actual, lasting wealth. That blind spot is exactly why highly educated people can still end up struggling financially for their entire lives. Financial education changes your future because real knowledge literally transforms into income.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how powerfully simple language shapes our reality. A poor mindset says, "I can't afford it." That is a complete dead-end statement. The moment you say it, your brain shuts down and stops looking for answers. But look at the rich mindset. How can I afford it? Just by shifting that statement into a question, you instantly force your brain to engage, to look for opportunities and find creative solutions. It's a tiny structural shift in your daily vocabulary, but it completely changes how you interact with the world around you.
A massive part of that mindset shift involves totally redefining risk. The profound truth is that the biggest risk is not taking any risk at all. So many people miss out on incredible financial opportunities purely because they are terrified of losing money or making a mistake. But the wealthy understand that failure teaches invaluable lessons and that mistakes actively create growth. If you play it entirely safe your whole life, you practically guarantee that you stay stuck in that exact same spot forever. Successful people aren't fearless. They just learn from their failures much faster than everyone else. Section 5, achieving financial freedom, the escape plan. So the crucial point is adopting these core, life-changing habits immediately. Dedicate yourself to learning financial education. Commit strictly to buying assets, not liabilities. Actively build passive income streams so you don't solely depend on a paycheck. Shift your focus to make money work for you. And above all, always think long-term instead of obsessing over short-term comfort. This isn't some magic get-rich-quick scheme. It is a fundamental rewiring of how you operate in the economy. I want to wrap up this explainer by leaving you with this final, provocative thought to chew on. Will you spend your life working for money, or will you finally make money work for you? The concepts we've explored today aren't just fascinating theories. They form a tangible, real-world blueprint for taking immediate, decisive control of your financial future. The choice of which path to walk is now entirely yours. Thank you so much for exploring this with me today. Keep learning, keep growing, and go start building those assets.